Good morning, everyone. Welcome to an episode of the Mizuho Week Ahead. I'm Boon Heng, market economist at Mizuho Bank. This week's theme is addressing discomfort. Last week, markets continued to wobble amid simmering unrest, including self-inflicted ones. The Trump administration said markets worrying about Fed independence, with the DOJ sending subpoenas over the issue of the Fed's renovation. These worries, though, were alleviated amid bipartisan and global support for Powell, as well as Trump stating that he had no plans to fire Powell. Meanwhile, even as US CPI print looks rather palatable on a headline basis at 2.7% year-on-year, as well as a lower than expected core inflation to justify earlier rate cuts, it was insufficient to add to rate cut bets, as odds of a January cut dwindled to 2%. Fed speakers also leaned slightly hawkishly, with Goolsbee and Paulson, Jeffrey Smith, comfortable in holding rates steady to guide inflation back to 2%. Better than expected retail sales in the US, lower than expected jobless claims, also aided the pushback in rate cut bets. On geopolitics, while Trump has dialed back language on potential intervention on Iran, oil prices remain susceptible to evolving headlines. This involves latent volatility in crude oil markets intact for the coming weeks. Over the weekend, US President Trump stated that he will impose tariffs on 8 European countries on the 1st of February. The rate will start at 10%, will be increased to 25% in June until the US has complete and total purchase for Greenland. These 8 countries are Denmark, Norway, France, Germany, the UK, Netherlands, and Finland. French President Macron has suggested the use of the anti-coercion instrument as a response. But given that Greenland is not strictly part of the EU, legality may be questioned. Admittedly, the temptation for markets is to lean towards tariffs as a negotiation tool, and to be clear, it is undoubtedly one. To state the obvious, ceding territory is unlike concessions of investing large amounts of capital in the US or allowing barrier-free access to US exports. As such, an off-ramp will require a significantly slick diplomatic moves in order to avoid an escalation of the situation. While knee-jerk reactions are already evident in the US futures dipping, the difficulty in reaching compromises, given varying EU members' inclinations, imply that the path to risk recovery may not be as easy as 2025 suggests. In Asia, FX discomforts continue to be apparent. Bank Indonesia has stepped in last week to intervene in the rupiah, and similarly, the RBI in India is stepping in to stem rupee weakness as they face threat of further secondary tariffs, considering their status as Iran's business partners. Meanwhile, the Korean won underperformed even though the BOK is to pad in a unanimous decision, with Governor Lee highlighting a prolonged hold in the near term. Given a lack of potency from Besant's job morning, the end of the week meeting between the BOK and commercial banks on FX deposits also reflect the urgent need for solutions to address Korean won weakness. Looking ahead, markets will be gauging how much of a hawkish hold the BOJ meeting on 23rd January will be. Yen bears may be checked by overt linkage of yen weakness and inflation risks, as well as better prospects of earnings growth. Elsewhere, Bank Indonesia has their hands tied by the rupiah weakness, and they will stand pat at the upcoming meeting on 21st January. Meanwhile, even though the Bank Negara Malaysia is also set to hold firm in their rate stance, their position is one of a sweet spot, with the ringgit outperforming, while Q4 GDP growth stayed resilient at 5.7% year-on-year. All in, even as US data takes a step back this week, uncomfortable tensions between policy, FX, and geopolitics will be hard to address in the coming week. For more information, please refer to our Week Ahead publication or contact your respective sales desk and our apps. And for regular notification on our market views, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button. Thank you.